Hi there, I'm Allison Moon of Girl Sex 101, answering the question today, what's the deal with sexual identity labels? So in the last video, Sex Nerd Sandra and I talked about our own labels. She identifies as bi, I identify as queer, and why we chose the labels that we chose. Today I'm going to answer a little bit more about why identity labels exist at all and how you might want to go about choosing your own. So the first thing to know about labels is that they exist for community and communication. If the world is a cocktail party and I find somebody interesting who's from a different country than mine, with a different ethnic background than mine, different class perhaps, maybe even different languages, if we both find out that we like ladies, well, that might be an opportunity for us to spend the rest of the cocktail party talking about cunnilingus, I guess. You know, what ladies talk about. Labels describe what people are already doing. Language follows behavior. The term asexual, for instance, is a really new identity label, but people have been asexual since there have been people. But since the label is so new, it might appear to somebody else that, oh my god, asexuals are popping out from nowhere. I guarantee that in your lifetime, new labels will happen. There will be new words that didn't exist before to describe things that people are already into and already do. When I was born, the word queer was really only a slur most of the world over, and now I identify that way proudly. Identities are incredibly contextual. They're regional, they're generational, they change based on racial backgrounds, class backgrounds. The same person who identifies as a lesbian in Minneapolis might identify as a gay woman in Seattle and as a queer in Los Angeles. When I first understood what sexual labels were, I identified as a bisexual, and then later I identified as a lesbian, and then after that as a dyke, and then after that as a queer, and I'm only 33. That's 4 labels in 33 years. I can't wait to see what else that I will identify as later. You can change your label as many times as you want to, because the only real problem with labels is how other people police them. I know so many people who've been told that they can't use a certain word because they're not blank enough for that. You can't be a lesbian because you sleep with guys. You can't be straight because you make out with girls. You can't be bi because you're supposed to be pan. You can't be pan because you're supposed to be bi. If you find a word that you really like and somebody tries to tell you that you're not allowed to have it, you can tell them that Allison Moon of Girl Sex 101 told them to go screw themselves. You can identify as a koala for all that I care, and you know what? By the end of this year, you might have built a message board that collects koalas from around the world where you have amazing conversations about what it means to be a koala. That's awesome. I'm not gonna tell you not to. The only hard part is that you have to be okay with people being like, I'm sorry, I don't know what a koala is other than the small marsupial. So if you're okay with having to explain your koala-ness to other people, then by all means, identify as a koala. And I think that's actually pretty cool, because koalas are pretty damn cute. Finally, if no words that are available out there work for you, then you don't have to choose one. You're allowed to just identify as nothing, or as sexual. If you don't want to choose a word, if you want to be just you, then you do you, and don't worry about it. That's fine too. And I believe that the diversity of sexual experience is really neat, so feel free to share in the comments what your identity is and how it's evolved over time. So that's it for this edition of the Girl Sex 101 Quickies. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment below or on Twitter at GirlSex101. And if you're enjoying these videos, please subscribe to my channel on YouTube. Thanks so much for joining me. Until next time, bye.